Good afternoon, Bookfighters. It's Tuesday. Yeah, the background changed again. That's because it decided to be randomly cloudy and dark today. So when I tried to film outside, I pretty much looked like a floating head in a sea of darkness, and I wasn't digging that. But there was no light coming into my house either because it was so dark outside, and so we are in the bathroom because the bathroom is the only room in the house that has any kind of decent lighting. Sorry. We'll be back outside next week. I feel like I have the most sporadic backgrounds. No one else ever changes their background. My background is always different. Whatever. Be back outside next week and we'll have a tripod and everything will be good. And yeah. So, moving on. See that explanation? Where that explanation would have been, there could have been an intro. Yeah. Sarah. That intro. We are waiting. Anyway, whatever. It's not a big deal. Whatever. I love you. Okay. Anyway, so last week I read Bran Hambric, The Farfield Curse by Caleb Nation. I was kind of nervous, apprehensive about starting this book because I just finished Mockingjay not so long ago, Friday, and I had to start this Friday evening. And so, I don't know, I didn't really feel like I was emotionally prepared to read another book because Mockingjay was so mind-blowing and emotionally staggering, for me at least. So that was just a bucket of tears all day. And then I had to start reading this, and I was like, I don't want to read anything else. I just want to sit here in my sad and just be sad. But I promised that I would read this, and so I did. I finished it super early this morning, 4 in the morning. And I was beyond impressed with this. I'm not really sure what I was expecting going into reading it, but I guess a little part of me was kind of I really love Caleb as a vlogger and everything, and I read the first chapter, and I know he's a talented author, but I mean, it's still a kid's book about magic, and so that's, in the back of my head, I was kind of worried that it was going to be just a kid's book about magic. Ninja, down. Stupid cat. Interrupted my videos. Gosh. But yeah, but as I started, as I got past the beginning and more into the whole plot behind what the Farfield Curse actually was, and stuff about Bran's mom, and everything, it got really intense, surprisingly dramatic and dark, and I was getting into it. I was gasping out loud and laughing out loud when funny things happened, and yeah, I was just, the part that I got chills, and in some parts, I don't really want to give anything away, but if you've read it, towards the end, when Brasswin comes and comforts him, I got chills. That part was so beyond creepy for me, but it was so good. And so yeah, it wasn't just if you are like me when I was going into it and thinking that it was going to be, because you found it in the kids section, that it was going to be just a kid's book about magic and gnomes, then it is not. It is not like that. It is so much more than that, and it is so much better. And I'm so excited for Bran Hambric, The Spectre Key, that comes out on October 10th of this year. And if you have read this book, even if you haven't read this book, go out and buy this book so that you can pre-order The Spectre Key. And I'm going to leave all the links down in the doobly-doo again so that you can pre-order, because I'm going to go order it. And that book's going to make it on the New York Times bestseller list, whether, the New York Times likes it or not. Because it's gonna happen, because Caleb Nation definitely deserves it. So yeah, fantastic book. On the other note, book that I'm gonna read next week is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I have been waiting to read this book for like a billion years. And I'm so excited that I'm finally going to get to read it. I hope it's as good as everyone tells me it is. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be, because, I mean, hell, it's Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, who are both fantastic authors. But yeah, so the only reason I haven't read this book until now is because I never had my own copy. And so my lovely friend Kristen let me borrow her copy. So this is her copy. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to Kristen's YouTube down in the doobly-doo too, because she is super awesome, and she's been subscribed to our channel since like the beginning when we started, and yeah, and she makes her YouTube name is Griever Wings. I'll leave it all down in the thing with all the pre-ordering info and stuff, whatever. But she's fantastic. She makes really, really beyond amazing Final Fantasy AMVs. Can you call them AMVs if it's a video game? I don't know, whatever. I'm no longer a pro at the terminology. It's been too long. But I know how much Dan likes Final Fantasy. I don't know if any of our other viewers like Final Fantasy, but you should go check out her channel because she's super awesome and she loans me awesome books. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So, oh, Katie's Punishment. This has never happened before. We've never had to do a thing like this. So I'm going to go ahead and say the punishment that we have already decided is your punishment. And then, I don't know how that works, but you know, and I know, and everyone else that was there knows that your punishment is to do a live blog TV in which you read the sappiest, smuttiest romance novel that you can find out loud, straight through, just like Dan had to read Harry Potter. And yes, so I don't know if everyone's just going to say the same punishment or if we just already decided, but I'm going to throw that one out there because we all know that that's going to happen anyway. And yeah, if there were any questions, I don't remember them. My bad, I didn't look. So I will answer any questions that were from this week, and probably from this week, I will answer them all in my next video, where we will be back outside with Steve the bush. I don't remember who suggested the name Steve, but you win, because I named the bush Steve, because I can remember that name. Katie's suggestion was really awesome, but I can't remember it. And if I can't remember the name of my own bush, then there's no point in naming it. So the bush's name is Steve. So yeah, thanks for all the awesome bush name suggestions. And yeah, so we're done. Fare thee well, Bookfighters. I will see you next Tuesday.